Hello, my crow vulture friends. It seems like I read for the crows fairly often, but the vultures, not so much. And here we have a crow vulture person, or many crow vulture people. Well, of course, both are the air element. Let's see what they have to say to you. I want to start with the crow, I think. The vulture shows up first in the chapter. Well, the vulture shows up right before the crow. It's interesting. Let's read it in that order then. Vulture, guardian and purifier, essential for rebalance. The vulture is perhaps the most misunderstood creature of all. This intriguing bird balances our ecosystem and prevents the spread of disease. It does the dirty work that no one else wants to do and cleans up our messes. The vulture appears when there's a situation that needs to be purified or brought back into balance. Remember, the vulture is greatly undervalued. What you thought was a mistake or tragedy is a blessing in disguise. When in balance, clarifies, reveals wisdom. When out of balance, dramatic and aggressive. Well, that's interesting. Okay. To bring into balance, clean your space. Sage. For those of you who don't know, sage has become a bit endangered, so it's better to get something that is locally appropriate. In the Northeast, there's a sweet fern. That might be true of the whole northern half of the U.S., I'm not sure. But wherever you live, there's sure to be something that's appropriate for smudging and cleansing. You'll have to find out what that is. All right, you need to energetically clear your space. If you have other ways of doing that, by all means do that. And just the act of physical cleaning will help to energetically cleanse your space as well. All right, next we have the crow, spiritually strong, creative, and watchful. The crow has long been a symbol of magic. A crow personality is drawn to the supernatural, and it has a gift for seeing the unseen, knowing the unknown. It is said that the crow holds within its mind's eye the three realities, past, present, and future. Crow energy is potent and should only be tapped into when the mind is clear. Those with crow tendencies must balance their lives with a healthy diet, joyful friends, and regular self-study. So it sounds like a spiritually connected lifestyle would be appropriate for you if you haven't started one yet. When in balance, psychic, strong, clear. When out of balance, ungrounded, that's not even a word. Hypersensitive. To bring into balance, daily meditation practice. Of course. I would suggest a daily spiritual ritual practice. Whatever works for you. I may look into putting some together for you guys if there's an interest. All right, let's see. We have the tea leaf cards, of course, to help you understand whether or not this is your reading. First up, we have the claw. Be careful, do not take risks. And we have spiritual love. So that's going to be very challenging, and it will definitely require you to do some clearing out mentally, physically, emotionally, and that kind of connection is prone to misunderstandings that maybe have created a wall between you. But we also have an announcement that may be the source of this misunderstanding between you and whoever. Now, at the bottom, we have two cards that are basically saying the same thing. Take care, enemies are working against you, and forces are working against you. So it may be that you do not have people working against you so much as traditions, the status quo perhaps, societal, familial, cultural programming, religious programming, all of that kind of stuff may be working against you in some fashion. particularly where we have the spiritual love card coming out. Now, because you got the Crow card, I pulled out the Crow Tarot. So let's see what the tarot has to say about your main concerns at this time. So, well, you are definitely not in a good headspace. You really want to get away from it all. Two of Wands. Lots of creative potential when it's in the upright, but you have it as a crossing position. So you are probably feeling very blocked right now, creatively speaking. You feel like you have no inspiration whatsoever. Oh, whoa. In good news, you don't have any major arcana cards. So it looks like a lot of this unpleasantness is more a product of your own mind. So we have the Page of Swords. I'm not entirely sure that was supposed to be upright, but we have the Six of Swords, which is all about moving from disturbed waters, disturbed, unpleasant situation into calmer waters. It's about fleeing, running away. And you have this, it looks like they're both flying in the same direction. But what is it you need to learn? Perhaps it has to do with this Page of Cups in reverse and this Five of Pentacles card. Not to mention some analysis paralysis going on here, I think. You have the potential for a lot of inspiration, and this would be divine inspiration, but where you have the Two of Wands in a crossing position, I think it's more of a analysis paralysis kind of thing. You're thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking, planning, strategizing, wanting to do things, wanting to do something. Perhaps is running away. But you're not moving. Perhaps out of sense of lack. The Five of Pentacles is all about a lack mentality, scarcity mindset. Instead of seeing the positive, you are a glass half empty kind of person, or at least that's your outlook at the moment. We also have the Page of Cups in reverse. So where the Page of Cups is beginning their journey of becoming emotionally intelligent, of believing in miracles, you are missing the signs and being overly sensitive, and again, blocked creativity. But all of these blocks are within your power to change. So that is the good news, whether you like it or not. Perhaps this studying that's suggested here will lead to unblocking your creativity, unblocking your way forward. But I don't think, you can't run away from this stuff because it's all inside you. So that's the problem with trying to, take off on this Six of Swords journey. Emotional baggage always comes with you. All right, let's see what the universe wants to say to you about your current situation. I suspect this is why you have the Vulture here. So you need to do some clearing of all this stuff here. You have 2 lilies. So the lily here indicating spiritual love, and the lily here, which is about all right, it says established, ambition, experience, sexuality, achievement, longevity, mature career, virtue, development, retired. Next to heart, love, desire, joy, bliss, affection, fulfillment, kindness, forgiveness, romance, contentment, passionate, caring. Obviously, the spiritual love thing is a very big deal. And you want, I'm not going to say progress, not yet. Let's see what else we've got coming out. Perhaps you have a sense that getting that back on track is going to be a very long process. And you are probably right. So we have change, small beginnings, big results. So, and of course, the winding road, the long and winding path is just going to take time. Personal growth, self-discovery. You need to learn to be flexible, use tact, be patient, personal growth, lots of personal growth. Also, communication, playfulness, humor, fun. And we have this, a friendship turns to love. That is kind of ideal. I mean, honestly. I don't know why people talk about being friend-zoned, because a friendship turning to love sounds pretty much ideal to me. But if most of the time, it's my understanding that people who complain about being friend-zoned were never looking to be a friend. So it was a ploy. It was dishonest from the get-go. And of course, the results were negative because the intention was dishonest. Anyway, it seems like you have really good potential here for your spiritual love. It will depend on self-growth, self-discovery, development. It's going to take time. It's going to take learning how to be friends with each other and communicating effectively. So, not an easy process at all. But it seems like you've already started it. You're definitely in a cleansing phase. Don't neglect it. It's extremely important. There's a song, Sanctify Yourself. I think that's what's going on now. It's purifying yourself. Making yourself into someone who can be capable of this kind of love, of this kind of communication, this friendship. Someone who has the strength, purpose, persistence to travel this road. It's not about planning or strategy. It's about being who you truly are. All right, I'm going to get an archetype card for you, or two. We'll see what comes out. Nope, just one. The Flame. You may identify as a twin flame. I suggest you ditch that name because it has a lot of really unhealthy implications. One of them being that you are less than whole. You are not less than whole. You are never, ever less than whole. You are always whole by yourself. You do not need anyone to complete you. Okay. The fire, the spark, the glimmer. In Sanskrit, the word for fire is Agni. The ancient yogis saw this flame at the center of the abdomen and believed it to be responsible for our vitality. When it is lit, we are connected to our purpose and sense that life is a sacred gift. It is said that those who cannot see the sacred around them have let their inner flame go out. Think of this card as a call to reignite that fire, to cup your hands gently around those things you've forgotten, and protect the flame no matter how harshly the winds around you blow. It could be an inner archetype that begs you to light its wick. It is likely that the poet, the mystic, or the shaman will call to you with the language of the flame. Well, the shaman has come up for me in several readings over the past couple of weeks. It doesn't come out. It's just mentioned whenever I do an archetype card. It's interesting. Okay. When light, health, mental clarity, good digestion. When dark, excess heat and anger, complete darkness. Perhaps you've gone through a dark night of the soul. This archetypal fire is at the beginning of all transformation, purification, ta-da, and manifestation. Nearly every spiritual lineage honors the flame. To enliven the connection with this archetypal energy, practice the candle gazing technique called Trataka. Notice how lighting a single candle in any space brings magic to the room and creates a sense of reverence. Make sure you don't leave the candle unattended. But yes, staring at the flame of a candle is a very old meditation technique. I know it's popular in Taoism. Maybe it's popular in... it's probably popular in a lot of traditions. But there you go. This is an interesting reading. I understand that you still have a ways to go. In case you've forgotten, we had Page of Swords here. And this Six of Swords, it may be indicating your journey towards the spiritual love. Or it may simply be indicating your journey towards yourself. Because really, that's what this is all about. Any kind of a spiritual love connection, it indicates, first of all, that you have relationship issues. And that you need to take a look at them and heal them. And become more truly and authentically yourself. At this particular reading, it looks like mostly you have a lot of stuff to get rid of. There's a lot more of your journey left. You have the long and winding path, remember? But and you are a page. You are a page. I think you're being represented by the Page of Swords and the Page of Cups in reverse. But you're feeling pretty blocked right now, and it's part of the process to get unblocked. Purification, clean your space. If your space is already clean, do some saging or some other form of purification that is appropriate for your locale. And also I find practices like yoga and Tai Chi and yoga, not yoga, Qigong. Yoga, Tai Chi, and Qigong are very good for purifying yourself, bringing you back to center, grounding yourself. If you have other energies attached to you, I have found it to be very effective as a means to release those energies or just simply consolidate yourself, your own energies. You really need to be able to identify what's you and what isn't. And self-knowledge is the way to do that. So, oh, right, I wanted to read the shaman card to you because it keeps coming up. Give me a sec, I have to find it in the table of contents here because I don't have the number in front of me. I could go through the cards, but there's a lot of cards. How many cards are there? 78. Same as tarot. In a way, this is very much like a tarot deck, but let's see. There it is. The Shaman, number 16. The Magi, the Sorcerer, the Medicine Woman. 3 archetypal ingredients constitute the shaman, and all must be present in order to reveal its magic. First, the shaman is activated by long-standing and diligent study. The Mentor. Second, its orientation is generously and accurately aimed towards healing the self, the other, and the culture. Wow, the healer. Ooh, not asking for much there. The self, the other, and the culture? Yikes. Then again, that's what spiritual love is here for. And third, the shaman has a knack for finding doorways to the other world, allowing psychic visions and old magic to leak into this world, the unseen. In this way, the shaman is a master who bridges the everyday and the sacred, revealing potent power needed desperately in our time. Yet, where there is power, there is shadow, so the shaman must be vigilant in studying their own darkness. This card reminds us that the force of healing is ultimately not our own. We must shape it and share it with the world. When light, fearless student and practitioner. When dark, overpromises, blames, hurts self and others. The shaman can't be rushed. Working with this archetype requires study and perseverance. Think of it like brining or marinating. The content must permeate every fiber of its being, of your being. Contrary to popular belief, the shaman archetype appears in every vocation. Teachers, directors, surgeons, politicians, and poets are just a few of the faces a shaman may wear. So, you can be a shaman pretty much no matter what you do. And that may be what the spiritual love is actually calling you to become. But be patient with yourself. This is a process. You are at the page stage. So definitely a ways to go. But keep going. It's worth it. And you are here for a reason. Maybe you don't believe it right now, or maybe no one's ever said that to you, but it's pretty clear with the cards that have come out here that you do have a very important purpose. For now, though, do your studying and see if you can turn yourself around. I am wishing you all the best.